Welcome back, folks. So one of the last few ones that I'm going to be selling on an eBay auction format before my holidays in 3 weeks time. So this one is a 1990, I think it's an N-Reg, so does that make it, I think it's a 96. It can only be a 95 or a 96. We'll check in the logbook shortly. It's a 1996 Mazda Bongo, diesel automatic, and it's the four-wheel drive. Converted when it was brought into the United Kingdom 10 years ago. So this was a Japanese import, as all the Bongos are. This was brought into the country 10 years ago, and it's only had one UK owner. So the last owner's had it for all that duration. He must have been happy with it. What am I going to call it? A day van or a camper van? I'll call it a hybrid. And the reason I'm going to say that is because they've left the original rails for this rear seat. So it doesn't quite make up into a bed. Well, just to show you. So you could call it a very nice day van. So yes, so that's the original Mazda double seat. Well, because of that, it comes down these rails, comes all the way forward or backwards. The last owner has had this, should we call it contraption, a fold out type of seat from storage that folds flat. And what he had was this double bench seat folds completely flat. So I've done some pictures of that. So that folds completely flat. With that at the back then, perhaps if your head's this way and your feet's that way, you've got some form of bed. So we'll call it a very, very nice day van for descriptive purposes. Okay, so just coming around the outside, it's well above average. Obviously it's 25 years old. It is not perfect. What's the worst? The worst on the bodywork is here. It's obviously backed into something, or someone's backed into little dimples there. It doesn't look like it's broke the paint, so you might get away with these clever dint people. Somehow they can batter it out, and that might be a bit of a struggle. So it will come out a little bit better, but you'll still always have a little bit of a mark there. But we are being fussy and pedantic. It is 26 years old. Mains supply here. Yeah, it's a proper conversion. So it says motor caravan on the logbook. So that's beneficial for your insurance purposes as well as valuation. On the front, it's got a little bit of bubble in there. See there? So maybe paint it and protect it, or put some primer on it or something. But again, being fussy for 25 years plus old. On both sides, this is a common thing. You can see where clearly the last owners put some, well, should we call it masking tape or gripper tape? So there you go. That's the worst. If I was owning for this, I'd scrape that back to bare metal. There's a product in Halfords called Crust, K-R-U-S-T. You just apply that. If you get it back to bare metal with a bit of sandpaper, Brillo pad, similarly on this side. So as I say, if you get that back to bare metal, apply that crust, and that converts the last little bit into a primer, and then that'll protect it for years to come. So let's see if I can get the bonnet up. A couple of little marks here, you see, into the paintwork. I think they're the worst on the side door. Everything else is pretty tidy. Electric pop top, that works beautifully. All you do is you have to have the engine running, the handbrake applied, and the amount of people that don't know how to lift these roofs up or buy them and think they're faulty. So say you've got to have the engine running, you've got to have the handbrake on, and then there's an electric button, and this electrically comes up. Normally I would have done a video and I'll be in front of the camera, but I'm just so busy before going away on my holidays, and there's quite a few vehicles here in my yard that are sold and getting ready, so I don't want to take any fresh business on. I do like to make sure everything has been looked at. So you've got the leisure battery there, and you've got the engine battery there. Yeah, it's quite presentable really for the year. Yeah, I've had a lot of questions the last couple of weeks. Can we come down and view your camper vans? We don't know what we want. The problem is workshop space is limited. It's not just a question of just selling these vehicles. We've got to have an MOT. This was MOT'd last month. No advisories, so it's ready. Also last week it had a full habitation service. And that was found to be okay. Just the gas hose and regulator were changed on the gas bottle. So yeah, coming back to, I can't get them ready quick enough, because obviously you've got to MOT it. Sometimes they need a service, sometimes they might need some jobs looking at inside. Sometimes I do sell them needing jobs, but as long as I know and have gone right through, I don't like vehicles leaving these premises with any unknown problems. So I'll only be selling what's gone on video on this YouTube channel. If you look underneath this YouTube video, it'll have the link for this advert, and if you subscribe you'll be notified of any, well, there will be definitely more future camper vans coming on sale as and when I've processed them through the workshops. Okay, that's enough of me babbling on. Let's go inside. Yeah, there's no rips or tears. It's really presentable. There's your automatic gearbox. Incidentally, these Bongos, they don't have the engine at the front, it's under here. Quite straightforward actually. You just lift this up. Underneath this carpet here, there's a couple of clips. That folds forward, a couple of clips there, and then that, oh actually it goes that way, and then you can access the engine. This centre console, so straightforward. A little wing nut there. This ashtray pops up there. There's another little wing nut underneath there. I don't know where the camera's going to get, just there. And then that lifts up, and that holds it. Hidden bit on that side is a wing clip, similarly on that side, and then you can gain access. But on this side you can gain access to the oil and water. Plenty of service history. The last owner, as I say, has had it for 10 years. There's rafts of old bills. MOT'd last month. There's your habitation certificate. The only unknown I would say on this vehicle is timing belt, so that's a question mark. So it obviously would be recommended to have a timing, unless you can ring up the last garage. I'll put the pictures on myself. If you can ring up the last garage and ascertain whether there's had a timing belt. If not, that would be recommended. As always, I'll include 3 months total warranty on this vehicle, because everything is working just as it should be. Okay, let's have a look at the tailgate. So you've got the mains fuse box here. That's the 12-volt charger, so that'll, when it's plugged in on mains, it'll be charging the leisure battery. And then here you've got the gas cupboard, which is a seal cupboard, and you've got a drop-down vent with the latest gas hose and regulator to conform to the gas regulation, so that's why it's been issued with the gas certificate. And also a habitation certificate. Now then, that's where the table goes into place in the thing. I've just borrowed a tripod, so that is not included in the sale. But as you can see, it's an industry standard Fiorma 3-leg prong tripod, so you can buy one of those, and then obviously you can then use the table inside or outside. I have noticed for some reason on the passenger side there's 2 little bolt holes here, and what is here, what goes in there is a little kick panel to put your feet on. But what also Bongo owners use it as is this seat just folds slightly forward, so it won't go any more than that. Then this little kick panel comes down, and you can use that as like a mini seat with that as your backrest. So I'll see if I can find you one. I think I've got one of those on an old Bongo that I've been using for parts a few years ago. Okay, so there you go. It's the proper full-size side conversion. So it's a lot more expensive than some of the Bongos that basically just got a seat here and a little mini conversion at the side. So this has got, it's fantastic. And everything's working. There's your 2-burner gas hob, cold running water, fresh water and wastewater tanks. And just put this down. And as it's a Bongo, it's got all the electric curtains. Fantastic. I think from memory, there was something, I think it was either a little bit slow on the, let's have a look if I can get it closed. There was something and I can't remember what. Oh, it's fine. Or is it just sticking? No, must be another Bongo, because I've got another one that's just arrived. So that'll be going on sale after I come back from my holidays. I think that's an S or an X reg. I can't remember. That's a silver one, a two-wheel drive. So that'll be when I come back from my holidays. And would you believe it? That's an expensive option. Eberspacher diesel heater. So we press that one button there, and that now is a rear heater. Will come out of that vent, and that is working off the fuel, the diesel in the front engine tank. That's brilliant. That was over £1,000 to be fitted all those years ago, and that's working and tested. So coming above. Now this has got, there's your light. This is quite hard to show on the camera. I'm going to span up. So there's the roof. This actually pushes up, and then you can actually put a mini mattress up here, so two children could sleep up here. Now, if I'm not very much mistaken, I'm fairly sure I've got a mattress in stock that was left off a vehicle a few years ago. So if you want to ask the question before the auction end, and I'll verify if I've got that. Okay, main sockets, it's got LEDs. Now, the LEDs, if you can just see, it's only working up to there. So if you're that fussed, you could actually just get another little pack there. Very straightforward and cheap to fit. Extra cupboards upstairs. And look at this. Again, this is an expensive conversion. This is a compressor fridge. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on that. That is ice. It's getting really ice cold. There's a compressor fridge. There's plenty of Bongos around, but mostly don't cook with a proper fridge. Access to the wardrobe. Okay, let's step outside. Okay, I've just had to edit that video there because I was inside. I opened the inside door and it wouldn't open from the inside. So I'll have that looked at. Whatever it needs, if it needs a clip or I'm doing something silly, I haven't got time to investigate it right now. It's just about to start raining as well. I'll have a look at that, but it does open from the house side. So I'll have that looked at for you. So just to recap, is it a 96? Let's have a look on the logbook. I don't want to be misdescribing it. Not that it'll make any difference whether it's a 95 or a 96. 96. So a 1996 Mazda Bongo, diesel automatic, full-time four-wheel drive with the electric roof. Everything works as it should do. It drives fine. The only thing I've noticed from cold, it just has a little grumble for about 2, 3, 4 seconds and then settles down. Perhaps some diesel cleaner. I have a little grumble and I'm a bit harder to get up when I'm cold these days, but it is 25 years old. But other than that, she's fine. Even the electric mirrors work and fold in. You've got 2 keys. As I say, you've got an MOT for 11 months. Everything's working inside, so she's just ready to use. My name's Anthony Valentine, the Camper Nerd. You can contact me on 0798 526 1078. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And this will be on auction with no reserve. And I'm going to include, as always, a free delivery nationwide anywhere in the United Kingdom. That'll be included to the winning bidder, or you're more than welcome to collect here from Nerd HQ in Lancashire, or you can view before the auction end. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on that next video. That's probably, I've got an Auto Sleeper 2009 Mazda due in, and I think I've got another Bongo micro camper due in, so I'll let you know shortly. Catch you on that next video, folks.